What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time we are taking a look at, was the moon landing fake, and if it wasn't, what happened? Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Mercury is in its shadow and my video got wiped of sound, so this is a redo. I'm not thrilled, especially considering that I just told you guys that I've been burnt out and then my video went to crap and I had to do it all over again. So bear with my exhaustion. Oh my God, y'all, Mercury's gonna hurt me this year. I feel it, but my voice. All right, anyway, back to basics. So in the original video, what I did was I did two parts. It was what happened, did we go on the moon, what really happened? And then part two was what went down on the phone call with President Nixon and Neil Armstrong, because apparently they had a very momentous phone call, but they didn't really release what that call was about. And your girl nosy, so she deserves to know. And y'all deserve to know. So this video is like a mixture of a lot of channeling that I got in this reading. It seems like Spirit missed some stuff that they wanted to throw in the video. I also kind of brought back in what I got from the last reading, but then the cards added stuff that I didn't even know they were going to talk about. So y'all, this reading's all over the place. It's a little messy, but I promise you it's worth it. For a Friday night or for any time that you're feeling conspiracy, it's a good video. So as always, these are alleged and for entertainment purposes only, besties. There are zero facts here. If you haven't noticed, I have now launched my own official website. So if you guys are trying to book a personal reading with me, now the link is down below, thekarmicdf.com. We have got it online. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I could not keep up with all of the requests for the readings, and I'm so grateful to know all of you. I'm so truly just blessed, just so blessed and so grateful. And I'm grateful to be your psychic, but I don't want to have this be a whole, I'm so happy for you. I don't want to be one of those. So I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate all of you. Those of you that subscribe, I appreciate you guys so much. All of you that continue to comment down below, I love reading your comments. Everybody that likes and shares my videos, you guys have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you for everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And just thank you guys for being you, because you guys give me hope that the world will one day be the beautiful place that I know that it can be. But without further ado, you guys can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. All the links are down below. And like I said, bestie, if you want to book a personal reading with me, the website link is down below. But without further ado, let's talk about the moon and let's get into it. All right, besties, take two. So, like I said, we are going to take a look at what happened. God, Mercury's shadow is already getting to me. What happened during the moon landing? Was it faked or was it really going on? Obviously, I know the answer, because if you... Yeah. I'm having trouble. What's going on? Oh, I'm back in the energy already. Okay. Should I repeat, Spirit, what I got before, or should I just kind of see what happens this time around? All right. Well, what I got the first time was that... I don't want to spoil it. Let's see what it says this time. And then, you know, if it doesn't have what I got the last time, then I might mention it. We'll see. We'll see what this does. All alleged for entertainment purposes only. What happened that day when we supposedly landed on the moon? Missed opportunity. Okay. So, that wasn't in the last one. So, I don't know whatever ended up happening to Michael Collins. He was the command pilot, but I know that he didn't actually go on the moon. And what I'm getting from this is that he feels like he missed out on a chance to tell his story. Also missed out on an opportunity, which I don't know if we're going to get in the cards again, but from what I saw, he never stepped on the moon. I don't really know how it works, what a command pilot does versus a commander. Because Buzz and Neil definitely did. It felt like they were on land, but Michael was in the background. This is the other guy, and he just has some sort of missed Okay, so this is talking about after healing of wounds, releasing a heartbreak, realizing that I kind of like slept on something. Like I was scared and I was guarded, and I realized now that like I should have taken that opportunity. You know, it's kind of giving me the vibe of like someone, you know, when you don't realize what you got till it's gone. I don't know why this is coming through right now. So I'm going to kind of just tell you guys what I saw. So basically in the beginning, what I saw was that they landed on the moon. This sucks because the cards aren't aligning. What actually ended up happening was all the guys showed up as queens. And the reason for that was back in the day, obviously, back in the 60s, men were more in their masculine energy. Everything's trying to interrupt me when it comes to this reading, and I'm very concerned as to why. I just had a car siren. I've been having phone issues. It might be Mercury, but it feels like something else. I don't know. Anyway, you know how men were more masculine back in the day? Well, they all showed up as queens in the last reading. And if you guys really don't believe me, like I could just re-upload the video with no sound and you could see the cards that were pulled. Let me know if it's that deep, and I promise you I will re-upload the one without the volume. But they did come out as queens because they felt humbled, because what I got from it was they found more than they bargained for. And I'm seeing Men in Black in my mind's eye. The scene where you walk in and there's all of these aliens and different types of ETs. And from what I got, the ETs were feeling like we don't really kind of want you here because time and time again, you guys have let us down. And they were showing me that human civilization has gone further back than we understand. Like they showed me this skull in the last reading. Again, if you guys do not believe me, I have no problem uploading a volumeless video. Like I really don't care to show you at least what cards were. If it's that deep, let me know. But I saw it with, I saw humans with longer skulls, and then I saw like human hybrids. It was reminding me a lot of the video I did of Atlantis, and I will try to remember to relink it. But it was just reminding me of how like humans have adapted and survived, and it seems like aliens kind of tinker to make us into the humans that we've become today. And so throughout history, they brought me back to the saying, those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it. And from what I saw, you know, greed just keeps continuously ruling the world. And I saw my symbol for God, where I saw this in, I believe it was the Atlantis reading, where God, like my metaphor of God, he shows me the globe, but it's on like a whiteboard, and then he wipes it off and then he does it again. So that gives me the symbolism of like, we've been wiped out before because we were headed in the wrong direction. And so back in those times, yeah, 4:55 on the clock when I said that, you may be seeing 55. But it was just giving me the vibe of like, we don't trust you guys anymore, because every time we've tried to advance you, and they were showing me like the pyramids and how there's just no way it was just humans. Like we connected with something. They were showing me the pyramids. I've mentioned it in multiple conspiracy readings. You can check out my playlist where I've seen them shelf scientific advancements that would benefit humanity. And I've seen them shelf, like for instance, you know, the money for oil and stuff like that. I've seen advanced technology where our cars wouldn't need to run on any of that, and it would basically just, every rich person would be fucked. And so what I've seen is like, you know, Tesla like products getting shelved. And so there's some sort of like, I wouldn't say it's a Galactic Federation. I did say in the video that it reminded me of the Galactic Federation. I just think that there are beings that are on the moon that kind of watch over, and kind of like we're like a science class to them. It's like a science experiment, and they're just kind of watching us, but from a distance that's safe. And then they showed me like back in the day where they would shoot down any aircraft that was foreign. So it's like, you people aren't safe to us. We don't trust you. So I feel like I'm just rechanneling what I got. Maybe we don't need the cards. I mean, I've thought about going cardless. But anyway, they were showing me how civilization is still in a place where like they're not leveling up. So I guess they basically like kind of telepathically, from what I saw, they got through to Neil telepathically, because I believe it was Neil that saw them first. And yeah, because I'm re-seeing it. So at least I got that going for me. But Neil saw them first, and he was terrified. And he's a Leo, so you know us Leos, we're kind of prideful, even when we're trying not to be. And he got scared, and that's when kind of like he got on the phone with Nixon. Was around that time. I'm hoping to be able to re-pull and redo that, but we'll see. If not, I'll just remember what I said. But basically, what I saw from that, Spirit, can you just re-show me what I saw? Okay, so it was like the ETs kind of telepathically told Neil and Buzz, because they were the ones that got off the ship. And it was basically like, you can trust us. Yeah, I'm hearing the song You Could Count on Me by Bruno Mars. It's like, because they were terrified. I mean, imagine seeing something that you've never seen before. Like, let's be honest, if aliens landed tomorrow, as much as we're excited about it, we'd be scared. Like, tell me, and I brought this up in the video, tell me you would see this just walking out in public and being like, yeah, that's totally fine. There's a human being with a dog head. That's totally okay. You know what I mean? Like, we'd like to think that we could handle it, but a lot of us couldn't. And so I think that's why they were up at the moon for a total of like, it said online from what I saw, a little under 24 hours. It was like 23 hours and some odd minutes. Yeah, I'm getting a nod. What else did I see, Spirit? I feel like we should just recover that, because it seems like the cards are going in a completely different direction. They were talking, yeah, because I'm being drawn to my gold. They were showing me, sorry for the cat hair. They were showing me the table of elements, and they were showing me how there's something to do with like some sort of mineral that's on Earth that occasionally they will come to grab, because I'm seeing like, yeah, I'm seeing the table of elements again, and I don't know if it's a specific element. And then they're drawing me to the scene from Atlantis. This is going to be all over the place, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to channel more than do the cards so that I don't lose everything. But they're drawing me to Atlantis, where like, or not Atlantis, I'm sorry, Avatar, where the guy tries to destroy the land because apparently there's something underneath the tree, but that's probably what makes the tree alive. So that's kind of the vibe it's giving me. Like they were looking for, they use us to look for some sort of mineral. I think that's why a lot of ET sightings happen. It's not that they want to no, it's not that they don't want to see us because they're afraid of us because we try to kill them. And they don't want issues. And frankly, from what I got in the last reading, and I've said this in other conspiracy readings, we are kind of like bottom of the barrel for them. We're not that interesting for them because it's like, this is where the soul goes to learn. If you're an ET, you're already advanced. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know how people are like, oh, you're an old soul and something kind of clicks for you? It's because these are kind of just, I'm hearing meat suits in my mind. These are suits that we wear to develop the soul. And so when we're out of the soul, we take back the form of whatever it is that we are. So we are probably likely some form of ET that we don't even believe in currently. I forget where I'm going because now I'm just trying to channel and get back from what I missed out in the damn read. Mercury's going to give me a hard time this year. I could feel it. What else did I get in the reading? I don't want to lose anything. Spirit, bring me back to the day on. Okay, so they basically eventually got in pretty decent with Neil. Buzz was kind of scared of them. He was more like, no, thank you, I'm good. So he kind of stayed back more than he got involved. It seemed like Neil was more the one that got over it sooner anyway. And I think they had a talk, and I think that the ETs basically explained to him, like, we've been here this whole time. We made this. It feels like an observatory to some extent. Like they use it. Oh, they're bringing me right back to what I saw last time. You know how we all have a junk drawer? It's like Earth is a junk drawer to them. It's like when you can't find anything else, you go to that junk drawer, right? Like you're missing, you can't find whatever it is in your house, and you're like, well, last place I gotta look, right? Junk drawer. If not, it could be there, like when all else fails, you know? So I feel like Earth is like the junk drawer of the universe, if that makes sense. So what I got was that basically the ETs were kind of explaining to Neil how everything worked. And Neil was terrified, but then okay. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe I was supposed to channel something else on top of it. So let's see. Spirit, what happened that day on the moon? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Spirit, why? Oh, okay. So yeah, they're bringing me back to what I got before. we tried to help advance your civilization in the past. We were kind-hearted and loyal, because like I'm being drawn to the dogs, but then Knight of Cups is someone who's loyal. But with that moon card here, it's like you guys kind of, what I see is like someone having their fingers crossed behind their back. And it's like you guys played us. And then I'm seeing what I saw in the last reading, which is like, I do like, yeah, I'm being drawn to Area 51. I feel like they're people, whichever version of ET it was. I feel like they were put in a lab. So like, you know, because what I'm being drawn to is those sci-fi shows that I watch, but I can't think of one in specific. Manifest, that's a good one, Spirit. Thank you. The show Manifest, highly recommend. It's on Netflix. Also recommend Resident Alien if y'all need a good binge. It's an alien movie, a TV show. It's fantastic. But with Manifest, they're afraid of being caught by the government because they want to do experiments on them, right? And they don't treat them right. They like electrocute them and shit. Sorry if that spoiled it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but you should have by now. But you should anyway. Anyway. It's kind of giving me that vibe. Like your people didn't treat us right. And so while we were trying to help you guys in what was a pivotal moment in your history with that tower card, it's like you guys are falling apart. You need to restructure. You need help. We give you an offer. Yeah, I'm hearing an offer you can't refuse, that whole De Niro thing. And it's like, and you guys played us. You took it. But again, with that fingers crossed behind the back, it's like, and what? You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to take this kind offering, but then we're also going to take advantage of you. It's like, Spirit, how do I give this an example? I don't know, any narcissist, really? You know, like, here, let me do this thing for you, and then like throw it in your face and then, you know, abuse you. I think that was the experience that they had. I don't know if this is all ETs or I'm picking up on a particular extraterrestrial, because I did see the last time I did this reading, this afternoon, I did see like those 4-foot tall aliens. So like, I don't know if that's more of a metaphor for my brain, but I think that was more to show like, because wasn't there like rumors that there was a ET body of like a 4-foot gray back when Area 51 was a thing, like back in the day? I think there's some truth to that. Yeah, it's like you guys only care about money and greed. Okay. Neil was interested in taking their offer. Okay, so this is kind of the same as what I got before, but just a little bit different. I didn't know that he was interested in taking their offer, but I basically got that he was kind of like the in-between guy for Nixon to kind of basically, because I saw him call Nixon like, oh my God, yo, what do I do? Like basically, but this is, remember how I was saying that they came out as women because I feel like they got humbled real quick, so they weren't really in control anymore. So I'm not saying that women are not strong. Obviously, hello, I'm a strong-ass woman. But, and if you're here too as a woman, yes, you are. You are a strong-ass bitch. Yes, you are. But anyway, this is Neil because he came out as the Queen of Wands last time. And with Page of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like, I want to take your offer. But again, going back to what they went through before, it was like, I'm hearing what you're saying. I love your idea. I want to advance. But then I also understand. I just like, I see them running back and forth, like playing phone tag where it's like, I'll call you back, Nixon. All right. Well, he said this. It's like, oh, you know what they're showing me is like, what is that? Now I say 200. Give me 200. You know what I mean? And now I'm being drawn to like, if there's like a kidnapping and then you got to wait for the phone to call. It's like they were playing phone tag. And it was like they were trying to agree upon, like, I think Nixon was trying real hard to convince these guys to work with them. I almost wonder, because I didn't pick this up in the last reading. I almost wonder if Neil convinced them to give him something. Because this Page of Pentacles, I see someone putting it in their pocket. So I almost wonder if Neil got a piece of technology or something. Because I see them like putting their arms around him, but it feels more metaphorical. It's almost like, yeah, because I'm hearing the song for, oh my God, this is so interesting. Now I kind of get it. Toy Story, You Got a Friend in Me. I feel like, I mean, leave it to a Leo to put on charm. I see him pocketing something. I didn't get this in the last reading. I think now I understand why. Well, no, I don't. That was an hour worth of my time, Spirit. But anyway, I'm just being wise ass. I'm sorry. I think Neil got something. Neil got something from them. I don't know what it is. You know what they're showing me? Again, Resident Alien on Netflix. Highly recommend. It's also on Peacock. There's this little boy finds this thing that's an alien thing so it's hard for me to give you an example. It's in the form of a ball. So here we go. He takes it from the alien, and the alien's looking for it, but he doesn't know where he is, and he's just like playing with the thing. And that's what I'm seeing. Like I feel like he either took something from the ETs or was given. I feel like it's more like given, because when I said that, I was being drawn to Doctor Who and how he lets people on the ship. So I feel like it was given to him. Oh my God, I feel like he's been holding some form of ET technology and not telling anybody. That's fucking interesting. I did not get that last time. Huh. Oh my God. Oh, I got the chills. Y'all, I went on a tangent in the last reading, right? Because, again, the ETs don't trust us. And I told you, I've seen it in numerous videos where they give us something. We can't quite explain it. Look at the pyramids. But also, like, how advancements kind of stopped. And it's like, why are we peaking? And it's like, we've worked with ETs and they've shelved the shit. I've seen, allegedly for entertainment purposes, only no facts here, I've seen cancer cures every time I do this. I feel like, is Neil still alive? Because either he's passed away and someone's going to find something in an estate sale or something. Like, that justice card tells me that something from the past is going to return. You know what this is giving me the vibe of? You know how everybody's going deep into the conspiracy and they're like, the whole, I don't want to say it, CABAL, you know, in the whole, that prison called Gitmo. You know how the big conspiracy theorists, and they're saying like all of this stuff is going to be brought back to us. This is giving me the vibe of stuff that's been benched, that now that there's something going on. This doesn't feel conspiracy like the major leagues, but this feels like something that, because behind the scenes we're leveling up and truth is coming out and more people are asking questions and the wrongs have to be righted for some reason. It's like astrology and our level of humanity. I don't quite get it. I'm not going to lie, because I'd rather be honest. But there's something to do with the fact that we are at a pivotal moment in history where whatever that thing was that he had, it's being brought back. So let's give an example, okay, just for ha-has. Let's say that the ETs, oh my God, oh, this makes so much sense. In the last ET reading, I literally said that the ETs were being strategic. There's a card that has a chessboard on it, and I was like, they're moving, and this is why we're hearing about Galactic Federation and leveling up as a species and blah, 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 because the ETs were waiting to reunite with us. That was the vibe I got. That didn't mean to me that they're going to show up on the White House lawn or anything like that. I don't understand how deep that goes. Just simply more a meeting together. Maybe that means they only meet up with the high ups and we never hear about it. I don't know. But what I kept seeing was that they are going to help us move forward when we've hit a certain level of like awakening, basically, when we've taken back our power to a certain amount, 44 on my clock when I said that. It feels like when that happens, whatever it was that Neil took, it's of value to us. We can use it and it's going to be brought back. And we're going to have a chance to use it. That's what this feels like. Because with that temperance card, it's like starting over. But in the regular Rider-Waite, it's two cups being mixed, which reminds me of science and how we have to put mixes together. There's something he had that's going to be brought back out. It's going to come. What I'm seeing is like new scientific discovery. But what it actually is another part of the puzzle of things that we've had for a very long time, that would prove both that ETs exist and that we don't have to be broke, basically. Like, both of those things. So if we see like, if we just start seeing like groundbreaking, oh my God, I fixed technology and now we can have, you know, like start to question where this technology is all of a sudden randomly coming from. It almost feels, you know what I just heard? I just heard Frontman, and then I saw Elon Musk. So I don't know if Elon Musk is in cahoots. This is going to get so conspiracy. I'm so sorry, y'all. But there's something about technology being slowly released under the guise of scientific breakthrough, but it's actually old stuff that's been shelved, or in Neil's perspective, hidden. Yeah, because I'm hearing hidden in plain sight. So I almost wonder, because I'm being drawn to like, you know how, what's it called? Oh, it's so hard to think when channeling. That thing that Santa Claus goes through. Chimney? Fireplace. Thank you, Spirit. I almost wonder if he had something on his mantle over a fireplace or something, because it's reminding me of fireplace, and then I'm seeing this and it's like over a mantle. I almost wonder if it's like he had it like as a display, as a trophy. Because what I also saw was that when they came back, they all had to sign NDAs about what they saw. Because again, if we found out, then we'd have to also admit why we're not technologically advanced. Intuition. Wish fulfillment. Wow, this did not come out in the last reading. I bet Spirit was like, she'll rechannel and then we'll add more to it. It's almost like they're... I just heard Ariana's song, Yes and, which again is now my new symbol for there's more to it. That song is forever going to be in my head now. And I don't even know most of the words. I just know that one part, I think. But anyway, wish come true, intuition, vulnerabilities. When we start... Why did this become like a message for humanity instead of just a conspiracy reading? But when we start to... Because I'm hearing like there's no bravery without vulnerability from Brene Brown. And then High Priestess is intuition, but also is tapping into our intuition. And then I'm also being drawn back to the Six of Cups, where it's like those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it, and justice needs to be served when we step back into our power and we start to wish we can remanifest things. So I don't know if y'all been wishing for technological advancements or something, or if this is just an extra message. But it seems like the more we move forward, the more we're going to see these types of things. And it's weird because in the last reading, I was drawn heavily to Taurus season, maybe May. And I don't know what that's about. It felt kind of like UFO sightings, but now it could be technology too. I'm not sure. It's something to do with UFO and ETs that's going to be happening in May. I do, like I saw in a lot of videos, or that I've done a lot of videos, that whack-a-mole game where it's like something will come out in the news and they'll throw something else like Travis and Taylor have matching bracelets. Like it'll be some dumb shit and then we won't see it. But if you like, I don't know, just keep following like hashtag UFO on TikTok or something, you might find it. I don't know what's going to happen exactly, but it feels like something is happening in May. It might just be a sighting. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is all about how, this is also how they were vulnerable with us in the past because we were different. Again, they're showing me how, I don't know how much I've already re-mentioned, but civilizations have been wiped out and wiped out and wiped out, and we didn't even know that they existed, because not only does it go so far back that there's no record at all, but then, you know, the closer we get, there was, you know, book burning and trying to, you know, hide the past so that, you know, greed can rule the world. If we think that we are, you know, if we need to buy all this shit, then we're going to buy all this shit. Do you see what I'm saying? So it feels like humanity is getting to a place where greed is not winning anymore. Allegedly. It feels like, yeah, because like I was saying how, you know, well, in the last video, that they're somewhere between, you know, people that think everything's normal in this world, all the way to like conspiracy, there are reptiles in the government. There, somewhere between all of that is the truth, you know? And what I've seen throughout all of this is greed is ruling the world. You got mobs in the Hollyweird and shit like that. But it feels like, that's funny because I'm hearing that 13th letter of the alphabet that says like cleaning out the swamp. I feel like there is some truth to that, but it's more the universe is doing it itself. Like, I don't know how far this goes, y'all. So if you're big into conspiracy, bear with me here. Maybe it's going on in that level too. I'm not sure. But from an astrological perspective, from a pivotal moment in history perspective, it seems like humanity is leveling up. And because of that, I'm hearing like worshiping false idols. So like, and now I'm being drawn to like how it's so in our face, this weird shit that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not trying to drag anybody and I'm not judging anybody, but how Sam Smith is just like really doing a lot of weird stuff that they didn't do back then. You know what I'm saying? And it's, I guess it's more so questioning like, and I'm hearing theatrics. So it's like, to cause a ruckus. Y'all, I'm straight channeling at this point. I don't know what's going on. This is just going to go all over the place. I apologize, but I guess spirit needs to talk. It's like noticing the patterns that people are going through right now. Look at Amanda Bynes and how she's struggling and how all the Nickelodeon kids are now coming out. And remember, people like to downplay their power, but like, for instance, I rage quit a job that made me so miserable, but I was one of the best. And one day I was like, enough. 5 people quit after me. You have no idea what type of power you have. And so what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like, people are leveling up. People are going, this is not right. People are going, I need to expose this. People are going, why are we struggling? People are asking questions. And because of that, universal law, which I've seen in my own personal life, when you take back your power and you're like, no, I deserve and I expect more has to come. And so what I'm getting from this, I know this is about the landing and I'll try to get back to it, but we're at a moment that these ETs were hoping for back when they landed on the moon. We're in that moment now. And I think that's why I had to redo this, because the ETs, from what I got from the last reading, when they saw them and they had that telepathic conversation or whatever, they were like, there will come a time when we do work with you guys again. Right now, we can't trust you. You guys are, you know, I saw like nuclear bomb or atom bombs and shooting. And like, there was literally a moment where like the Emperor card was upside down and you could tell like it was about like shooting down things that are outside of the globe. So the ETs were kind of basically to Neil, and Buzz seemed like he was hiding most often than he wasn't. But I think he was doing more of the technical stuff and is like, keep me out of it. Yeah, because again, I'm seeing what I saw last time, the SpongeBob meeting that's like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Like, I don't think Buzz wanted any part of it. But Neil did talk with them for a little while. And they did say, this is a game of chess. We can't just move like that. We have to wait until you guys are at a certain level where we're safe to come back. And I think the reason I have to do this reading is because now's the time where it's safe to come back. To what extent? I don't know. We'll see. What happened on the moon, Spirit? Can we get back to that? Oh, that happened in the last reading. Okay. Yeah. Basically what I got in the last reading, again, it's like there was a separation. Like, I know the Lovers is sexual in this card, but there was a separation between us at one point, ETs and humans. There was a time where we used to like coincide, and because of greed and all of that, we separated. And because of the separation, they use the moon to watch us. Or they'll use people like me to channel through, but we're talking about the moon landing. They use the moon to watch us. I was seeing Doctor Who in my mind's eye. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. Highly recommend it. I haven't seen the black and white ones, but I was seeing how they got on this observatory deck and they're watching the Earth because it was time for the Earth to finally, you know, blow up, I guess. It wasn't anything evil, but I'm seeing that again, where it's like, we watch you guys. And then I had an epiphany in the last reading where I was like, oh my God, the Truman Show. I kept seeing the Truman Show in my mind's eye, and I completely forgot the entire time he was in the moon. So while I was channeling, I was like, I keep seeing the Truman Show. I don't know why I see the Truman Show. He was in the moon. So because of the pride, with that 6 of Wands there, because of the pride of humanity, they had to remove themselves. And so they watched from a distance because we were not leveling up. We weren't changing. We were refusing, and we were fighting instead. And so we saw everything as a threat, the way that our government does today. And so we went after them a lot. And so they were like, a lot. I can't talk, y'all. Bear with me. I still have burnout energy. I'm trying, y'all. But we couldn't move forward, and it was our fault. Like, it was the humans' fault. Our ego and pride and arrogance was just a lot stronger back then. And so it felt like a really nice energy the last time that I did this reading, because it was like Neil was terrified, but very quickly did he feel like comfortable. Yeah, because I'm hearing cheers in my mind where it's like, where everybody knows your name. They made him feel very welcome and comfortable, where it was almost like he started it being terrified, but then he ended it being like, I wish I had more. You know what I mean? 8 of Cups. Yeah, we've since walked away from you very quickly because you're all about greed. Literally what I said. So we've had numerous incarnations where we didn't even look like a version of us that we understand. Because I said in the last video, I don't think I said in this one, where like we've seen how it's the ape and then like a little less ape and a little less and then human. I saw even more than that. That was maybe the most recent. Like, I saw humans that were like half animal. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's a mermaid thing. If you guys want me to do that mermaid reading, I've seen the comments before. Let me know. But yeah, every time they try to help us, we're disgusting, basically. Like, I don't know how else to word that. Yeah, that's Seven of Swords. It's like the today for tomorrow energy that I always feel in the Two of Pentacles. It's like, what's in it for me was kind of how they were. And here's Nixon. Okay, so we won't have to do a double pull? No? Okay. Yeah, this is what I got last time. Nixon was trying to, the phone call. So I say in the video that there's a part 2. So I guess this is part 2, y'all. Part 2. Nixon got on the phone because Neil was terrified. And he was like, what the hell's going on? Because if you Google it, they had like the most amazing phone call. And I was curious what went on in that phone call because I'm nosy. And what I got was they were playing that game of back and forth. I want this, I want that, you know, like, but look at how, and this is Nixon because he was the president. He's a Capricorn, but look at how much gold is on this card. Look at all of that. And it's like, again, it's like something to do with the table of elements, like the periodic table, or something to do with it. I don't know if it's gold itself. I mean, there is gold here, but it could be anything. I don't know. But with this today for tomorrow energy, I feel like he was trying really hard to convince them because it's like, I can work with you. I'm different. I'm not like other people you've worked with. I'm not gonna, like, Nixon was trying to pull his shit, but the ETs, they're not stupid. So they knew that it was all manipulation with that Seven of Swords here. It's like, even if you weren't going to kill me, like, let's say I come down and I help you, you're still going to do it for greed. And that's not how we move. So the ETs were like, we're not going to help you so that you can make more money. Like that, the technology we've been giving you is the shit that you should be pulling out so that you realize what's important. And it's not about money. Money's just bullshit. Like, they're showing me paper. Yeah, they're showing me Benjamins right now and they're lighting it on fire and they're like, it's nothing. Like, if you think about it, think about your credit card, right? Or your debit card. You get that money in, you get it out. Do you ever see that? Yeah, because they're just numbers. They're digital numbers. So, I don't know. Whatever. I won't get into that. Wisdom. Nope. Yeah, separation. It's like Nixon was trying. I feel like the ETs were like, we can share wisdom with you, but every time we try to work with you, you guys are selfish. You're not pleased. You're not happy. You're never satisfied. And so, no, we detached from you before. We're not going to do it again. So that's what that whole call with Nixon was about. Yeah, and then the sadness. It's shocking. Oh, he just turned into a Knight of Pentacles. He's a madman now, which is exactly what I saw in the last reading. I saw him stomping his feet. Does he have mommy issues? I don't really know what Nixon's story is, but is there a woman that he, like, answers to? Because it's almost like you're going to make me look bad. I didn't get this in my last reading. I don't know. Aren't all presidents married? Is that, like, part of the make you think I'm perfect look? But, this feels like I'm trying to... I didn't get this in the last reading. I don't know Nixon's story, but I'm trying to impress a woman that is not impressed by me. Yeah, I'm hearing the song That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain. Because look at, like, she's literally not looking at him. She's too busy looking at herself. And it's kind of giving me narcissist energy. So, like, was his wife a narcissist or was his mom a mean bitch? Like, I don't know. There's someone he was trying to prove himself to. I didn't get that in the last reading. But I think this is why Nixon had such a hard time. And this is also why I feel that they were on the moon for about a day. Because I don't know what the plan was. I could be assuming. But from what I saw... the game of phone tag alone was taking quite a few hours. Not to mention, I saw Neil, like, being able to look around. Like, I feel like they showed him some stuff because it's like the ETs are so advanced that, like, they can sense it. Like, they're showing me a cat in my mind's eye. And with a cat, like, you have to let them sniff you. They have to know that they can trust you, and then they let you in. I feel like the ETs could sense that Neil wasn't a threat. So I feel like he saw some shit. And again, he either took something or they gave him something and said, wait. Like, because that could be it too. Maybe he didn't fully just steal it. Maybe they were like, wait until the right time and then, like, give it to your grandkids. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It kind of felt like he stole it, to be honest, but I could be wrong. Sorry, I'm channeling. Hold on. I feel like he got to observe in the moon. Listen, I know someone mentioned that the Truman Show probably has some sort of truth. Whether or not whoever wrote it knew, I do believe there is some sort of truth because I'm seeing Neil looking through the moon at Earth. and I'm being shown Doctor Who, which there's a similar scene that's just like that, and I'm seeing The Truman Show. So I feel like Neil got to be like, you know what it's giving me the vibe of? You know how like they let a kid come into like to like cop day or whatever, and they get to put on a badge and pretend like they're one of them? That's the vibe. It's like Neil is the kid with the badge. It's like, I get to be like one of you for a day. So I feel like when all else failed, because remember, we're going back to Nixon here, he was trying to restart like I'm hearing like a peace treaty almost, like let's work together. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Can We Just Talk? But because they knew it was money, it was not going to happen. So I almost feel like, yeah, because I'm seeing like grandkids, how we pass things along. And it's like, since we can't trust humans, let's pass this on to Neil. So I feel like they gave him the experience of like what it is that humanity's missing, what it is you haven't seen, you know, just trying to kind of start that ripple effect. You know what I mean? It only takes one person to plant one seed to make you rethink everything. But from what I saw in the last reading, once they got off that plane or whatever, not a plane, spaceship, once they got off, they had to sign a bunch of NDAs. So I don't feel like Neil ever got to tell a story. And if he did, you know what? I think he told the story when he was older. I don't know if he's alive now or not. I should have looked that up, but whatever. Semantics. I feel like he did because I'm seeing an old man on a bench talking to young kids. So I do feel like he eventually told stories. I just feel like it was more, because you know what I'm seeing is like whistleblowers when they're like 80 and it's like, well, the people that ran me are dead now. That's the vibe. So I do feel like Neil told some people some stuff. I know this is all over the place, y'all, but you wanted to know about the moon landing. I don't make this shit simple. I can't pick what spirit wants. Yeah, vulnerabilities. There's that chessboard. Okay. Yeah, it's like now was not the time. Again, we've been vulnerable before. See, I'm mixing the channeling I got. Plus, yes, the last reading I did this afternoon that I already did on this. Plus the cards. So I apologize if I repeat stuff. I just don't want to leave anything out. That's Buzz, right? Yeah. I think Buzz wanted to talk too. You know what this is reminding me of? How everybody's disclosing shit right now. Are these dudes alive, or do we know? Like, are they alive? Are they around? I don't know. I just feel like they had stories. They had their information. I feel like they passed it along. I feel like they're dead. I don't know why, but I do. I feel like and it's not even like because it was so long ago. I just don't feel like they're around anymore because it feels like they don't get to tell the story, but someone else will. That Page of Swords right there. Someone else will tell it. Someone will tell Buzz's story because Buzz is in the reverse and he's the Knight of Swords. And it's like, I got silenced, but eventually it'll come out. So I don't know if we'll get an actual full story of like what really happened because I don't think that they ever, you know, I feel like they're gone now. So it's not like they can do an interview. But you might, because I'm seeing like journals and stuff. So I wonder if either they passed it along to their family or something like that. It's giving me the vibe of like telling my kids or telling my grandkids, something like that. Someone knows something. This is going to come back out, especially that Justice card was upright in both of my readings. That gives me the vibe of like, whether or not we get fully told what happened, what's meant for us will never miss us. So again, that leveling up in humanity, that is going to be part of our own willpower and what we want, standing in our own power, fighting back the system. But the more we do that, I think the more we're going to magically see advances in science because we're going to have, we earned it, basically. We did the work. You know what I mean? Oh, that was a King of Swords. My bad. Semantics. It's still Buzz. Yeah, I got this before. Buzz was scared before. So again, maybe he again, especially with a page, is smaller than a king. So maybe he told his descendants too. So we might get this from like descendants' kids, like when things are ready to be talked about. It's giving me the vibe of like, you ever see those interviews where it's like, my granddaddy saw this saucer, flying saucer. You know what I mean? It's giving me that vibe. So we might actually hear the story. But again, it's not giving me like breaking news. Like, no, Kardashians will get that 50 more times. We're not going to hear about this like that. But I feel like Buzz wanted to tell, but he couldn't with that 8 of Swords in the reverse. I wonder if he was threatened, because that feels like a threat. Yeah, because he's got an Aquarius energy, was like, you can't tell me what to do, you can't hold me down. I feel like Buzz might have wanted to talk. He did have a lot of fear when he saw everything. And he's way more of an intellectual, so he's going to be way more in his head. I feel like they threatened him. Because remember I saw, well, in the last reading, I saw a bunch of NDAs getting signed. So maybe he was going to be more likely to talk. I feel like Neil was like, I'm hearing the song, I'm having the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. And then I'm seeing the ETs. I feel like that was just at the end, though. Like imagine seeing something you've never understood. That's going to give you like pure terror. But I almost feel, you know what I'm hearing is med bed. And I've heard of that before. Spirit, are you meaning like they're bringing the med beds to us, or there was a med bed for him? I'm hearing close but no cigar. Okay, what about the med bed? I feel like they calmed him down somehow, and it has to do with like energy, because I'm seeing like Reiki healers and I'm seeing hands over him. So I feel like they calmed him down somehow, and now all of a sudden I'm in a white room. But it's not giving me like psych ward white room. It's like really clean, like nice atmosphere, no bacteria anywhere. I think I'm inside the moon now. Yeah, because I'm Neil and I'm inside the moon. Now I've calmed down. You know what it's giving me? I wonder if he passed out, because it's like he was terrified when I saw him get off the thing and saw them for the first time. So I wonder if he like passed out or screamed or something. Because you know what I'm seeing in my mind is like how they have a screaming person in the hospital and they're like 2 milligrams of benzos, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing that. So I almost wonder if they like calmed him down somehow. And again, it has something to do with the technology that they have that they've been trying to give to us, but they shelf it because it doesn't make them money. Get off my tangent. Yeah, I got this before. That's Neil with the King of Wands. Page of Wands, the birth of something new, but passion. I was seeing this as energy. There's something to do. And I just talked about Reiki healing, did I not? And now she's got the ball of energy in her hands. I'm telling you. Shut the fuck up. The star is like, we're praying to something. So this is giving me like ET vibes, right? Because like what's in the stars? It's ETs, right? So behind closed doors, because it's in the reverse. Page of Wands is kind of like the birth of something new, but I almost see like a flash. I feel like they healed him. Remember how I was saying it felt like he passed out? This person's passed out. It's like I just said that. I feel like I'm just getting a more in-depth view of what happened that day. I feel like I could tell you exactly what happened that day. From the moment they got off, they were getting samples of dirt, because that's what I was seeing. It's like we're scooping up samples, and it's like I go further out, and then it's like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe. And then I'm terrified because I'm Neil now. I'm terrified. And then all of a sudden I wake up and I'm somewhere else. I don't think it was anything malicious. I think it was to calm him down, because I'm seeing like the nervous system. They're showing me the nervous system. And then they're pointing to the brain. And then I'm seeing like horror movies in my mind, and like the movie Alien, that really old classic. So it's like, of course you guys are going to fear us. Like you're programmed to. So I think this was a life-changing moment for both of them. These came out in the exact same way in the last reading, y'all. This is what I was talking about. Remember how I was saying the gun and the emperor and everything? We've had relationships with you guys before. You made it about money. Every time we think we're safe, you try to kill us because you're all about weaponry and wars and guns and protecting the earth. But in reality, it's all about greed. That's exactly what I got in that order in the last reading. That's insane. Yeah, it's like, this is why we don't fuck with you. Yeah, I keep hearing the song, I don't fuck with you. Because you guys kill us every time. It's like, I don't remember if I've already said this, so please forgive me. But like, I'm seeing it again. It's like they came down and they gave us like stuff. It's like, here's this energy ball and we can teach you how to use it and we can teach you how to heal and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, we take their stuff, right? We take the shiny shit, but then we also do like scientific experiments on them and stuff. Like, again, it's reminding me of Area 51. Like, I feel like they originally came nicely and then we hurt them. And yeah. So they were not willing to create another relationship with us again. They just weren't there. No, it was like, we'll pass on our information to them. We'll see where it goes. We'll plant that seed. will show you what what the world's really about. I don't think they really planned on the NDAs because it really doesn't seem like they thought that one through. But I think it was more like people talk, because that's what I'm hearing. Like, people always talk. So I think that's what they were kind of banking on, because, you know, like, one secret can end up going everywhere. Okay. Oh, I didn't get this in the last reading. There was an argument between Nixon and Neil, Nixon and Neil about the ship. Something about the ship. And again, I'm being drawn to that money again. I almost wonder if he took a piece because Nixon told him to. You know what? Oh my God, I get it now. I see Nixon on the phone being like, you need to bring something back. Like, I see Nixon telling him to steal. I see Nixon telling him to steal. I think he was like, you know, with his honorable Leo self, he was like, absolutely not. I will not do that. But I think he came from a place of like, they'll catch me. But I think he saw an opportunity and he took it, but he didn't tell Nixon. Because notice how she's looking away. She doesn't know. Knight of Wands, but it's in the reverse. I'm doing this behind your back. You're not, look, I'm literally behind your back. I am literally behind your back. So for my tarot readers that watch this, don't underestimate the power of imagery, because that'll tell you a story in its own. He's behind her back, quite literally, and spirit will draw you to those things. So he was like, yeah, and then there's the moon right here. Never underestimate the power of imagery. But yeah, it was like, I'm playing both sides. I'm going to tell Nixon what he wants to hear, but I'm more interested in advancement because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I think Nixon gave him the idea. I think Nixon proved their point, because here he is trying to defend the planet, but under the guise of greed. They've said to him, you've killed us before, because this feels like the phone call. And just proof. I mean, we've heard of this shit before, allegedly. But then I see Nixon being like, Uno reverse, if we can't work with them, why don't we get under them? You know what I mean? And then this gives me the spaceship, because it's a car, which is the closest thing to a vehicle, you know what I mean? But in the reverse, it's like, I almost see like, I feel like he took something. I can't get that out of my head, and I'm just going to leave that as is. He took something. Yeah, timing. He took something. And he was like, when's the right time to release this? When's the right time where people will be more comfortable? Because with the Seven of Cups, it's like, oh my God, there's so many options that it's like overwhelming, right? Like, oh my God, like when you have a lot of things on your plate, oh my God, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But in the reverse, it's like when people, I almost feel like the ETs were like, when the time is right, either we'll contact you or you'll intuitively know. Like, it's something like that. There's like a timing thing. I almost feel like he wasn't around to... Neil's got to be dead, because it feels like I'm not around to be there when it happens. Because the Three of Wands is expansion. We're not there yet, but we're trying to be. We got to wait until people can calm themselves more. They're more... You know what's so funny is I'm hearing in my mind, like, when they understand what reality really is, when they, you know, like... us being gaslit all the time, there's no ETs, but here I am in this reading and this energy, and it's like when people know what real really means. Like, that's what I'm hearing. So I think that Neil was like assigned a task to like spread some sort of information when the timing came, but I feel like the timing didn't come. So I almost wonder if he passed it down. I almost feel like Buzz and Neil passed it down to their... Do they have kids? They must, because I'm feeling like passing it down. Unless they passed it to friends. I don't know. But it feels more like I'm sharing it with my children before I pass away. Like, no one can get me now. Everybody's gone. That's the vibe. Yeah, it's like I have the key. And that's the world card. So when the cycle completes, here's the key. Here's what I can give you. But wait until humanity levels up. With that world card, it's like we complete the cycle, then you give the key. Those NDAs. I'm telling... Okay, this wraps it up. Queen of Swords. This feels like someone who's just... This feels like someone with Nixon. was it his wife? It almost kind of feels like maybe his wife, because I see like a woman being like, all right, guys, you know what to do. And I see them having to sign the NDAs, because that's with that Six of Pentacles. That's contracts. It's in the reverse. It's not fair. I have to hide this. They all had to sign NDAs, but I feel like the ETs were like, when the time is right, pass down this wisdom. I feel like they wanted them to pass it down to the children, but also like when it's safe and when people know what real really is. Bro. And they had to sign NDAs. That's shitty. I wonder if we're ever gonna... It feels more like it's gonna be like Science News Week. We just up-leveled, like, it's gonna seem like normal everyday life. Like there's some new breakthrough. We don't really care about it. 10 years later, another different breakthrough. We don't understand, so we don't care about it. Give it like 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden we have like med beds or something, or the cure for cancer. It's gonna take a while, but it feels like it's moving towards that phase. Anything else, Spirit? You know, working together, but you guys manipulated us in the past and abused your power and left us out to die. Yeah, this is just the ETs again. They were on the moon. They were. Everybody was on the moon. Neil was on the moon. A bunch of ETs. I wonder... I said this in the last video. I don't know if it's necessarily the Galactic Federation. It just feels like... Just like Earth is the junk drawer, it kind of feels like the moon is just a place that... Oh, thank you, Spirit. Last time I got that too. It feels like a gas station. It's like a rest stop. People stop at the moon as like a rest stop. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, we've been going for a while. And you know how like you've been driving for hours and then you stop at a rest stop and you look around at like their mugs of like, I love this, you know, state, and you don't even care for the state, but it's just nice to be out of the car. Like that's kind of the vibe. It's like the moon is like the gas station that you stop at after a while. It's just something. And then it's like they look at us like we're a science experiment. I feel like they look through the moon. I keep seeing the Truman Show. So you guys might be onto something there. But that Fool card's literally like we had to run away from you guys because you abused it. You hung us out to dry, and you took advantage of it. You took all of the stuff that we built. You pretended to be kind, when in reality it was us that was trying to be kind with you, but you played us with that Magician card in the reverse. And notice how even in the Three of Pentacles, someone's hurt. And look at how innocent that bitch looks. It's the same type of vibe. So yeah, what's the back deck? Yeah, I definitely think that... Notice how... Okay, so this is a Judgment card, right? And it's usually about like the public and everybody seeing it. It's also about awakening. Notice how they look like zombies, and it almost looks like they're gunning for this person. I feel like that's how the system looks. It's giving me the vibe of like, we can't let what we know come out, because then they would flip. It's giving me like, because I'm seeing, and I don't want to have an argument about this in the comments, but I'm seeing like the January 6th, right? It's almost like you guys might try to overthrow the government if you found out what we were really doing. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the vibe. I don't know if that means that's going to happen. I don't know if that's like a... Because it does kind of feel like there's something going on here where we take back control, and I don't understand how that plays out. I don't feel like I'm meant to know, or that we're meant to know yet. But Three of Cups is like the gossip and the bullshit. But it feels like it's coming to light, because look how she's stuck, but it's reversed. So she's not stuck anymore. If you think about it logistically, if this was like real, right? You flip it over, she's not going to be stuck anymore. She's going to fall right out. So it's kind of giving me the vibe of like the truth coming out, and then it having a negative impact on the people that lead. Like we turn on them, which is one of the main reasons that we haven't been getting any of this shit, because it'd be like, first of all, you would get the 1% that'd be pissed because they're not going to make money, because that would solve all the problems. But on top of that, the people would turn. So I think, at least in this moment in time, the ETs were just kind of like, they had to debate on whether or not it was worth it. And I just keep hearing like, we can't mess with universal law, and we can't mess with fate. Yeah, look at that. Again, it was in a time, and I read this last time, greedy, selfish card. It was in a time where we were not kind. That Knight of Cups in reverse, we were emotionally cruel. We didn't have the foundation of love and peace and harmony that we may have projected. I don't remember back then, but you know, it reminds me of all those old school commercials where it's like, honey, I'm home. Like Lucy, I love Lucy. It's kind of give me that vibe. And it's like, All right, I'm not trying to call anybody out here. Please don't take this personally. If you do, work on your triggers. But I feel like they were like, you guys are too in a place of religion over spirituality, because religion kind of like demonizes ETs and thinking outside the box, right? So I feel like they were like, you guys are still too underdeveloped for us to involve ourselves with you. And so we have to remove ourselves because you're not there yet. That's the vibe. And I mean, literally with the greedy, I pulled out most of the deck already. Yeah, the Devil card, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. In your home area, because remember, we're on the moon. In your home area, you guys manipulate, you enslave the people, you don't give them their freedom, and you're greedy. So why would we get involved with you? We're going to wait, and we're going to let the people bring power back to themselves. So I feel like this was just a moment in history that we never got to hear about, that Neil Armstrong found out a lot about where humanity was headed. It kind of gives me the vibe of like, he could have been somebody that ended up becoming like a medium and channeling and stuff like that. But again, like some people, they're just meant for different. I mean, he was a fucking astronaut. Like, I'm jealous. But he knew a lot of stuff. And I feel like whoever his descendants are, they know it too. It's a shush secret, but it's not a secret that's gone. And I feel like we're not going to find out I think eventually, like one day we are going to find out that there's ETs. I'm not sure when that's coming, because I always get like, I'm seeing the moon oracle. Nothing yet is set in stone in my mind's eye from moonology. So, and I've seen that multiple times. It depends on timelines. It depends on what happens. It depends on who's voted president. It depends on what laws are instilled. It depends on if people take their power back. It depends on a lot of things, whether or not the ETs are going to come down. So when people give you a date, that's a date based on their plans. Think about how like you have plans and you're like, you know what? Next month, I want to go to this thing. And then next month comes and you're like, bro, I'm tired. I'm not doing that. So think about it like that. You know what I mean? When people give you a date, that's kind of why sometimes it doesn't happen. Shit happens. Life happens. But you are going to get these advances in technology. It's just going to be a slow burn. Slow burn. Because remember, they're going to have to make it look like it's advancing currently. Not just like, poof, magic, cancer-free. You know what I mean? That would look suspicious. So, yeah. I'm sorry that the first one went awry. I hope that you still got the same enjoyment out of this reading. Please let me know if you did in the comments down below. I'm kind of bummed that the first one didn't go through, but now I get why. I guess there was like a little message for humanity to have hope. Because I'm going to be honest, the last video didn't feel very hopeful. It was just kind of matter of fact, like ETs don't fuck with us. Like that was pretty much the message, that Neil was scared and the ETs are sick of our shit and they have every right to be. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Can you guys let me know if you want to see more conspiracy videos? Because I would love to make more of these. But, you know, Ariana and Taylor Swift seem to be like the hottest topic. So let me know. I would love to, you know, shake shit up. But anyways, as always, you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are down below. If you want to book a private reading with me, my website link is down below. Just letting you guys know it takes up to 21 business days. So please be patient with me. I am just one person. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Please share it with your friends, because I don't see how anybody would ever see this video who thinks about this stuff. So if you have any other people like us, feel free to share it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if there's any gaps you could fill. But I hope that you have a wonderful Friday whenever it is that you're seeing this. Love you guys so much. Thank you, besties. I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you for watching.